It's your boy HifiVega, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit new school, a little bit full bridge, not my normal fare, but this amp is pretty cool, and I think you guys will like it. It's right over here. It is the NVX XAD-13. It's a really cool little amp, 2,000 watts, and something that's just slightly bigger than my giant head. So they say it's 2,000 watts. We'll have to put it on the bench to see what it actually does. But I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's just jump straight into the unboxing, and then we'll put it on the dyno and see what it does.
Yeah, I just want to be the greatest.
All right, let's open it up and see what we got inside. It wouldn't be a mono amp without a bass knob now, would it? The bass knob kind of sucks. Definitely plastic, but it's included, so you have it there. It looks like 4-gauge inputs on the power and ground. You got about 8-gauge for the speaker terminals. You have an input and an output. They're single, just like all the Brazilians. Subsonic, low pass, gain, and bass boost, and then your remote. You have a power, clip, and a protect light, Pretty standard full bridge fare here. All right, let's check the manual real quick and see what this thing is actually rated and all that good stuff. So we are the XAD13 here, rated 900 watts at 4 ohms, 1300 watts at 2 ohms, and 2000 watts at 1 ohm mono. It has a minimum recommended power/ground wire size, and for ours it actually shows 2 American wire gauge wire. Though that's kind of an odd size. Those kind of look like 4-gauge, but I have some 2-gauge welding cable. We'll definitely try that and see if it fits. All right, I've got a freshly stripped number 2 piece of welding cable here. I have not twisted it at all. It's just a nice clean strip. The set screw all the way up. Let's see if we can actually fit a 2-gauge wire in here. Oh yeah, fits perfectly. No problem whatsoever. Starting with the 4 ohm mono test, I'm using a 40 hertz track. It is rated 900 watts by 1. We got 943 watts at 14.4 volts, pulled 96 amps, making it 67% efficient. Now on to the 2 ohm mono test using the same 40 hertz track. It is rated 1300 watts by 1. We get 1586 watts, 14.31 volts, pulled 165 amps, making it 67% efficient again. Here comes the 1 ohm mono test, same 40 hertz track. It is rated 2000 watts by 1. As you see here, we're going to have a slight glitch, and we're going to go into protect. Before we do, we get 2394 watts at 14.7 volts. I'm going to run this back one more time to kind of show you what's going on, and it's going into protect because of this pure resistive load. It's a bit of an issue. We'll talk about that later, but this time we get 2636 watts before it goes into protect. So I contacted NVX about this, and it turns out it's got a protection circuit when it gets too much resistive load, and this was too much resistive load, and it will go clip, it'll go protect, and then it will cycle itself back on. Done this a few times. It powered up fine every time, so this is not going to be an issue for you in your vehicle. All right, now we're on to the best part about doing these amp dynos for you, is breaking that warranty seal to see what they look like inside. So let's just break this thing open and see what it looks like inside. I'm pretty sure it's going to look like a lot of other full bridge amps, but you never know until you open it up. All right, let's talk about the NVX XAD-13 full bridge mono amplifier. What did I think? If power is your only concern, this thing has it in spades. It blew every rating out of the water. Now, we did have a little bit of trouble on the pure resistive load at 1 ohm, and I did contact NVX. They said that that's normal. It has a protection circuit, and as you can see, it would just cycle itself in and out of Protect quickly to work. So with a 1 ohm reactive load, you're going to be perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever. This is an issue that you'd never face in a vehicle running it on subwoofers. So with all that being said, the things I liked about the amp were obviously the power ratings. It's fairly efficient. The power and ground easily accepted the 2-gauge wire. Like it said, it fit my 4-gauge adapters from 1/0 very easily, no problem. And the price, it's only $215 shipped right now directly from NVX.com. I will leave a link in the description below so you can purchase that. As far as the things that I didn't like, the fan comes on as soon as you power up the amp and it stays on the entire time, much like a lot of Brazilian amps. So that is an issue I have with all of them. Secondarily, the bass knob is just a cheap plastic bass knob, you know, and it's just not as cool as some of the nicer bass knobs when you put it up front. So you might want to just hide this one off to the side, but hey, it's a bass knob. It'll work for what you need it to do. With all that being said, do I think you should buy a NVX XAD-13? And the answer to that question is, what are you doing with it? Are you trying to get a lot of power for less than $215? I think it's a buy in that case. Are you trying to win a SQ competition with that fan? I don't think that that is going to happen. So this might not be for you if that's the case. But if you have multiple subwoofers or one very big subwoofer that you need to power very well, this thing is going to do it. It put well over 2,600 watts out at 1 ohms when it's only rated 2,000 watts. So you're getting a lot of bang for the buck here. And if you are one of those guys that just wants to slam on some subs on a budget, I think that this amp is for you. So if you enjoy these type of videos and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you are subscribed, let me know what you thought about this amp in the comments below. What amp do you like at $215 or less that does similar power or maybe even more? I'm interested to hear. I hope to catch every single one of you, even the new guys that aren't subscribed, on the next video. I appreciate each and every one of my Patreon supporters, but a special shout out goes to $6 or more members: 2001 Monolithic, Gene Nava, Joaquin Juarez, El Fuego Audio, Travis McClendon, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, Boxboy Audio Sound Solutions, Jesus Tires, Dennis Cromwell Jr., Scott Dilbeck, D. Stewart, Aaron Waltz, David Kozlik, Scott McCord, Matthew Tolberg, Debo Bass, Corey D., Trucker 9000, Bobby Burkett, Kevin Lautner, and the Car Audio Guy. For as little as $2 a month, you can join the team and get access to an exclusive Patreon-only podcast. So if you're interested in any of this, check me out at patreon.com/HifiVega.